Hello, greetings and salutations. Welcome to Y.A.R.P episode 92, and today we're talking the one and only Gladiator. And a few of us, this is our first watch. Who
So
here has
sound,
not seen this movie before?
yeah, I was about to say sound up, sound off. Who hasn't seen it?
Me?
Um, me as well. Uh, and Wyatt, have you seen this?
Yes, I have multiple times.
I believe the last one was Rosemary hasn't seen.
Did she join us via you, or is she?
Yeah, no, I didn't see it.
Okay. Yeah, no. It's actually insane to me that like I've never seen this movie. It was pretty fucking baller.
Well, should we start with the first impressions from the people that haven't seen it?
Sure. Like I said, pretty and
Well,
fucking and baller. Yeah.
yeah, ladies first. River, take it away.
um, I think what you said before about it being an epic is absolutely true, and I can. The acting was great. Um, the political intrigue was very interesting, and yeah, it was good.
Was there anything that like bothered you about it, or was it just pretty much good across the board?
Think of anything that bothered me. Um, no, I mean, no.
All right.
Fair enough.
All right, sweetie, what do you think?
Okay. I really don't have
Shut up.
on it. It was good.
Mm. Okay. Okay. Slur. What are your thoughts?
Yo.
I can't believe Slur didn't see it of all people. He's like the history buff.
I know. Must be an Irish thing.
Yeah. I can somehow have seen the movie like many times when I was younger. This was one of those like a DVD that got a lot of use back when DVDs existed. So yeah, I fucking loved
What?
this movie when I was younger.
What are those?
I know. The fucking
Well,
fossil
back in
readers
my
of the
day-
extra year.
Well, it's a
And,
weird
no,
thing.
yeah.
It's a weird thing to think that this movie is like uh, a cultural touchstone and a time touchstone because it came out right on 2000, May
Yeah.
5th, 2000, the year of our Lord.
Very good year for movies, actually.
Pretty
A
good.
lot
What
of
else?
good shit was coming around.
What else came out?
Ah, fuck. A bunch of
Other
films.
movies.
Say,
See,
I
I
love your
remember the
dog.
year being good, but like you ask me for specifics and it just goes to fucking blue screen.
No, yeah, and that's the thing. Is like I haven't seen it as we discussed, and like I feel really bad for not seeing it because like yeah, it's pretty fucking baller. And the idea that this came from Ridley Scott as well, like not saying that like all of his movies are bad, but like it is strange to see like a really, really good movie considering like what we've experienced lately. But I guess this was
I mean,
back
we
in his
had to
heyday.
go through the fucking Alien Covenant movies.
We already
Yeah.
did. We already did an
I
episode
think
on
this
that.
was like a different time.
That's what I'm
for
talking
him,
about.
you
That's
know?
why we're so predisposed to be wary of Ridley Scott now. But like back in the day, no, yeah, the man was swinging.
Well, and I know he was famous before this, but this role really like bumped Russell Crowe up quite a bit.
Oh yeah, without a
Like
doubt.
this movie won all the fucking awards when it came out. Like
Russell Crowe fucking kills it in this movie. It is awesome to see. Like, man, he's got some fucking range to go. Like when he I guess we'll be talking kind of out of order, but yeah, like particularly when he finds his family, like man, like just you feel the pain and everything that he's going through. So good.
yeah, which I guess that kind of segues us into the Commodus discussion because he
Yeah.
has some
Well,
he has some lines about that
well,
scene.
Well, okay, here's the thing. I wouldn't necessarily say that Joaquin Phoenix did a bad job acting as him, because actually he did a great job. But like, I don't throw the term the character is a wiener around a lot, like loosely. But like
He's the Weenie Hut Junior of fucking dictators.
every fucking scene, he is just like he's just so slimy and shitty and a
Am I
spoiled
not-
little fucking
am-
brat.
am I not loved?
Jesus
Hate this
Christ, man! What a fucking asshole! God, I
Yeah.
hated him so much.
Yeah,
And like I said, once
Joffrey
again-
Baratheon took notes. Okay, like
Oh
this
dude,
is
like this is beyond like levels. Like
Like-
every scene, it's just like, oh, you're beyond redeemable. That's crazy. It's
Yeah,
like,
Yeah,
I love me some
massive piece of
Joaquin, but
yeah,
oh my god.
this is the type of man who would fall in love with his phone. Okay.
but listen, he's merciful. Okay,
Yeah, he's
Is he not merciful?
Is he not?
not?
clearly he is.
Yeah, for a lot of his scenes, it's very much in the movie's favor that it came out before the term soy jack had been coined, because
Dude,
I-
he is
every time you open his weasel fucking mouth in my
Every
head, it's
time.
just like fucking soy. Shut up.
He's shut up before I fucking take your lunch money, Caesar. But like I said, I had fun with it. Like, because like, what's the like? Everybody love to hate a character kind of deal.
Yeah, exactly.
And like,
All
yeah,
of these reasons
yeah,
that you find him so detestable, that's good. It's
it's
fucking
good. Yes, like
you give a
it's
shit. You really want to see what happens with this fucker.
yeah, it's weird to say that it's quote unquote good, but yeah, you're totally right. Man. I don't want a fucking little shit. Like, God, it's every time he fucking appeared on screen, I was like, man, what a little shit.
And him being just so very blatantly a piece of shit with like pretty much no redeeming qualities whatsoever, versus Russell Crowe, the fucking biggest Dixus Maximus, and he's kind of literally the opposite. It's a pure villain, pure hero, very uncomplicated, and that's very much the movie's favor. And he is like fucking classic hero. I think that's also what people mean when they say this movie is an epic. Like they're talking in the literary sense, where it's just an unironic, unambiguous, heroic character overcoming
Mhm.
some bullshit.
And he is like,
Actual roots.
but it is strange to say that he's the hero of heroes because like he's a gladiator and like they're kind of just murdering the fuck out of each other.
He also basically has no flaws as a character. Like he's not a very deep character. He's just a very well realized one. Like he's got basically nothing like emotionally complex on his end. It's just he is a solid fucking rock of a human being yeeted at a wall of things. Like the story isn't about like what's going on with him emotionally, other than murder, revenge.
Well, I would say his flaw is that he's he's vulnerable to the sort of political scheming and bullshit going on, which is precisely why the former Caesar chose him to do what he did.
Right.
Because he's like, oh, you're not corrupted by all the politics and the bullshit, but because of that, he also doesn't really know how to live in that world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he
and that
gets
was the
like
and that
fucked
was the
over a lot.
and that was the point though. He wasn't supposed to live in that world long. He was supposed to live there just
Yeah.
for a bit while they basically recreated the government, which I thought was a really cool thing. It's like, yeah, you like, dude, like you don't have to be emperor for like ever. You just gotta hold it down for like a month, and we'll be okay.
Yeah, and that's
Well, but you
they-
could see how even the what was it, Senator Gracchus?
Gracchus,
Was
yeah.
like, you're just gonna come in with your fucking army, kill everybody, and then dooce out. Like that's pretty skeptical.
and
back
then,
in
he,
that
and
day.
then like
Yes.
the
Yes.
Chad,
It was like yes. There's a couple Giga Chat moments. What the one in particular is when him and Digimon are walking down the like street or whatever, and the women are like, "I love him." They're just like, out of my way, thought, placing their whole fucking hand in their faces and shit.
Yeah.
Remove yourself from my presence.
He's a very simple but still very likable and enjoyable blank slate of a hero. Just a slab of a human that has no reproach, nothing you could ever catch him on, because he's always just absolutely fucking killing it. He's always
he
doing
wasn't-
great because he has very simple principles that are broadly agreeable. do the right thing for honor, make your life worth something to something more than yourself. Just pure heroic traits across the board. He's so likable.
Mhm. And like, and the
Well, I
weirdest
would
thing
make
is,
the argument he had a little bit more going on before it was taken from him, and then he kind of went blank slate mode.
yeah, a
Also
little bit,
true. Yeah.
a little bit of the tragic backstory kind of going on.
Mm.
Like,
Well, that's
just a little
another
bit.
thing. That's that formula of like the guy who was perfectly fine with his place in the world. Family gets taken from him. He goes on a rampage, kills like some leader boss motherfucker, and we get this story of him doing that. It the reason it's weird when someone says they haven't seen Gladiator is because they've guaranteed seen so many movies made after this one.
Oh yeah,
I
without a
mean,
Basically,
doubt.
one
Like,
of
based
the
on
most
it.
famous
Yeah.
quotes is, "Are you not entertained?"
yeah, and here's the thing. Like, one of my favorite like comic book runs is World War Hulk, but right before that is Planet Hulk, which is literally almost beat for beat this fucking story. It's like Hulk lands on a fucking planet. There's an emperor who's a dick, and like he has to fight in a gladiator arena, and he doesn't really want to work with the people, but he like kind of like grows to like appreciate them, and they grow to respect each other. It's literally the whole comic book. Oh, and eventually he kills the emperor. But like, yeah, it's
Directed by
great.
Ridley Scott.
Directed by Ridley Scott, art by Ridley Scott. Like, whoa, he's great.
The Hulk movie we deserved.
Oh my god, the fact that we never got that fucking Hulk movie. Well, I mean, yeah, it's whatever. Um, but no, like, yeah, like it's wild, like the cultural touchstone. But like, yeah, like I said, that's like one of the most famous comic book runs, and that is literally like beat for beat this movie. And is there anything necessarily? I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that. Like, the, kind of like doing your own like interpretation of something. You know what I mean? As long as you're doing it right.
hmm
Well, I would say most of the stories that came after are a little bit more condensed and streamlined. Like they're not, 3 hour fucking long-winded shits. Because I mean, there's some stuff that could probably be trimmed off of this.
Yeah, we
A
saw the
little bit.
extended cut, and I actually couldn't tell
What?
like what was the bits
Okay,
that was added.
so
But it only added like 15 minutes. This is still a long movie, like even without the extended cut.
Mhm.
That's what I was saying. I couldn't tell. I actually could like it's been a hot minute since I've seen this, so it was like I don't know what the extra stuff was.
Yeah, there was a couple things, but like I always feel weird saying it's like, oh, this could be cut because it's like, even though there are parts where I'm just like, okay, I can go get a drink right now, but like,
So the few ones that I noticed, there's a scene towards the beginning with Maximus where he's standing in the hospital tents. That's extended.
Oh, okay.
Um,
oh
the
wow,
scene with Commodus executing the Praetorians with the bows, that's all
that
extended.
that felt a little weird.
Yeah, that's all extended. That's not in the regular cut.
Yeah,
And
like
there were a couple of extra scenes with the senators and with the sister, and basically they're like kind of moving behind the scenes to
oh,
flesh
like
that out a little bit.
yeah, like where they were like basically it's like, oh, we gotta wait for the thing or whatever because nobody likes him or some shit like that, right?
Yeah, basically just kind of them spelling out the plan a little bit more directly.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, it didn't really add up to that big of a difference.
No, not really. Like,
The only
I,
thing that I think kind of helps make it a little more sense is the execution scene makes Quintus's what do they call it, face turn, heel turn, whatever,
it makes
makes that a little bit more viable at the end.
it does. That's fair. Because like, yeah, it was a very like it did what it needed to do, like showing that like the idea of him like, hey, why don't you come talk to me in front of these fucking archers who are like holding onto a thing, and they did a really good job of going, yeah, these guys are like barely holding these fucking bowstrings, like this is a very dangerous thing that like the emperor has put them in. um I like that aspect of it, but like it did feel a little superfluous
Well, he
though.
was basically forcing Quintus to choose. He's like, you kill these two men or I kill you.
Hmm.
Kind of
And
testing his convictions.
yeah, And like I said, even though I felt like it was superfluous, I feel like even then it was still really well done, and it's actually kind of crazy how much detail. Like I said, like they make sure to show you that like they are barely holding those fucking bows like back as like they're having a full blown conversation in front of it. That's a
Yeah,
really
which most movies absolutely gloss over. Like
yeah
that you
like
can't just sit
as
there and hold those
yeah.
indefinitely.
If you guys don't know, it's really fucking hard to fucking shoot a bow and arrow. Like they're heavy, they fucking hurt. They're like it's all the pressure's on your fingers. Like it's crazy.
It's not
And
fun.
all it's not fun at all. And the fact that, like I said, they're basically it's almost the same thing. It's like just standing in front of like a bunch of loaded guns kind of deal.
Mhm.
And I feel like it's really well done. And even though that's not even the theatrical release, I still feel like it was like really good.
Yeah, I would say out of all the extended stuff, like that's probably my favorite scene that got added in.
Yeah, no, definitely. No, I guess really like yeah, the movie is just like good all around. Like I feel like everybody acting like really put their fucking best foot forward. That one really big guy, I made a comment on it in the I made a comment on it in the Discord, but like legit, like so he does that thing where he's like, "Oh, haha, look, it's all poison, lol." And then like there's that quick moment like after he does the act and it looks like he's starting to get a little sick. I thought he actually got poisoned for a second. Um
It was a nice
yeah.
little joke to relieve the tension,
Mhm.
I
Like I said,
really,
I like big dumb guys like in movies. They're always like my favorite like little side characters.
if we want to talk about like
Oh,
some really
so but
great moments,
there
I
are some
mean,
negatives I need to bring up though.
okay, go ahead.
Well, no, go ahead with the great good moments because once we start going down this path,
Okay, so one of the moments I really liked the speech at the beginning. Like if you see the field, do not worry, you're in
oh,
Elysium for you're already dead.
oh yeah,
Like
without a doubt, that fucking scene is beautiful.
that entire
Like,
opening battle, I enjoyed quite a lot.
Well, speaking of that, did you notice the small thing that most people miss?
The
what was that?
cowboy
So
or the
no, so okay, so
Cowboy?
when the general is talking to his lieutenant, he's like, the lieutenant looks over and says, "Hey, you need to move those trebuchets. They're out of range." And he's like, "No, range is fine. The danger to our cavalry is within acceptable parameters, right?"
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
White
But
White pick first
where was Maximus during the battle?
in the cavalry,
In the
Yeah,
cavalry.
he put
like a
himself in danger.
So he was putting himself in danger. He wasn't just foisting it off onto someone else.
which is what I thought was going to be part of the like the reason because like I knew the turn was coming. Obviously, that's what this movie's about. But I thought that's what the turn was gonna be. It was gonna be, oh, the guys love him so much, so we got to get rid of him, and he made a mistake in the army thing, which wasn't the case. But like
Yeah, no, it goes a little bit more political than that.
yeah, well, yeah,
But
political.
also
Since he just
political and
murders his fucking.
incest, there's a lot of incest going on.
There's that.
Yeah, I noticed that.
There was that scene I had to get. Just Chris Hansen popping up behind like, what you done? All right, so the first battle was okay. The next one, like the big old action piece. Oh no, the next action piece would actually be
Yeah, a
what
lot
you
of the
call it?
gladiatorial
No. I'm talking about the very next action scene was his escape scene, which, to be fair, was really well done. I really enjoyed it. The very first gladiator scene we see, um, that was pretty bad. Like, I made the joke of putting
Oh, the guy trying to get.
the Taken 3 fucking scene where he like jumps over the fence and there's like 50 billion fucking cuts. Like it's I guess if you is this organization a artistic vision? Like does Ridley Scott want this to look like a mess? You know what I'm saying? Hello? Am I talking to
Yeah.
myself?
No,
Which part are we referring to here?
I'm referring to the very first Gladiator scene
where
like,
everybody's chained together.
everybody's chained together. They're fighting, and like it's about 3 minutes of combat, but about 16 billion fucking cuts and editing.
Yeah, I think the artistic intent there was to
To
make
actually-
it look chaotic. Like you can't follow what's happening on purpose, but doing it on purpose doesn't make it not annoying to watch.
Yeah, I was gonna say is like, cause like I get that I'm like, to be good faith, I get that that's what he's going for, but like,
Yeah.
man, like fuck, I can't tell what's going on. Can y'all?
Well, if you notice, most of the focal point of that is before the battle, before the door opens. Like the camera's very steady, and you can kind of absorb everything that's going on, and
Yeah,
you know,
before the
see
fight.
all the react. Yeah, everything is very steady, and then it's like Claire said, it's the chaos of like as soon as that door opens, you're fucked.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, I just, as somebody who appreciates good fight scenes and shit like that, it kind of bothered me.
No, I get that, but in a weird way, the fighting is not the point of the movie.
I get that, but like, man, I want to. Sometimes I just want some fun action, man. I just want to watch some good choreography. I get that not every single fucking movie can be The Raid, but like, can I have a couple more?
Like,
I mean,
this ain't
there are
that.
fights in this movie.
Yeah.
So clearly, the people doing the choreography are competent because they do the fights. But yeah, there's clearly some direction there that I think fucked them up. Also, editing didn't help because I actually think the fight that was happening was being acted pretty well. There was interesting shit going on. It's just
Well,
we
yeah,
weren't being shown it.
there is some like cool shots, and like it is weird though, Ninja, that you warned me. Like we make a joke. Like I don't like gory movies. I don't like a lot of like I would never sit down and watch Saw because like fuck that. But you
All
kind
11,
of like,
baby.
nope, fuck you. We're not doing that. I don't want to see my boy Chester die. But
that was a good one.
yeah, but like I said, it does this weird thing because like we talked about the gore and all that beforehand. It did a really weird thing where it kind of shied away from the gore. You know,
Well, you also have to remember this back in the early 2000s, and they were trying to get past the ratings board.
I got you. I'm curious how rating boards like that work, because like there's the moment which I thought was a really brilliant moment. It's where like the big dude, he's like fighting with like this little nerdy dude, and the nerdy dude dies. So like without even like hesitating, he like turns and cuts the nerdy dude's hand off. So he's basically free. But we cut away from the actual action, and I'm pretty sure we don't even see like him again fighting. You know what I mean? Like we don't see that like severed hand. So I'm curious if they were like, yeah, like the ratings board was like, oh no, you can't do that.
No, you still see him in the rest of the fight. It's just basically he's free. He's moving on his own now.
I gotcha.
But yeah, I mean, they don't exactly zoom in on the fact that he's dragging around a severed hand.
Yeah. Which, like I said, I'm not.
The
Like,
dude died.
huh?
What?
Oh, he got ran through. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like he got fucked up. Like he
Yeah,
fucked
okay.
around. He fucked around and found out. It was a very quick and unceremonious
Yeah,
death.
he got shot by like
Yeah,
4
yeah.
arrows and then took 2 swords. So he's done.
Okay, yeah, that's
Well, he
okay.
didn't fuck around. He was forced into that.
Oh yeah. Well, let's see.
No, he had a choice. He said go back to your cells. And they were like, nope.
I thought we were talking about. Oh, we're talking about when the big guy died. I thought we were talking about the nerdy guy attached to him. Never mind.
Yeah, the new nerd. Or you
Jesus, pay attention to the conversation, Mark.
no, wait. I'm actually kind of confused. Sarah, were you asking how the big guy died or how the nerdy guy died?
Whose hand was cut off?
The nerdy guy.
The nerdy guy. The guy
Yeah,
who
I
pissed
thought.
The guy who could speak 7 languages, and they were all like, "Lol, lamau, that's not a weapon."
Well,
Really?
No, that's not a weapon. Let's go back to your books, nerd. Dies.
Yeah,
he was like try to read with this hand, lol, and fucking cut it off.
But yeah,
Jeez.
that guy realistically would have made way more money if he was being sold as a translator or a scribe. They were so much more valuable. They just
yeah.
left him in the ring to die as a fucking nerd.
they were like, "Get fucked,
Living
nerd."
that slave life.
Yep.
Nothing beats the slave stabbing folks in a slave knife. No, but yeah.
So you could scream to death in 7 languages.
I've heard that fucking line somewhere else before, and I've been fairly sure it came from here. Yeah, you guys were mentioning it too while I was running to get a drink. Yeah, Hans Zimmer, fucking man, like it. It's weird how Gladiator. It's weird how much Gladiator is in the Pirates of the Caribbean like songs. Though Hans kind of has like a very distinct style.
Yeah, he's got a sound. No,
Mhm.
most composers do. Just like you
I
can
think it's the
recognize
fact
a
that he
John
kept the
Williams
actual
thing.
melody.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that too.
I feel like that's like kind of like their signature. It's like if you didn't know my name was in the credits, you would know this is my song. Which would be fair enough.
Well, and is it really cheating if you're copying your own work?
Not really. I guess. Kind of. Maybe. I don't know. Talk about copyright. Like, how does that work?
It doesn't really.
Because like it's his song. He's the composer, but like it's owned by that movie company.
You wouldn't download a composer.
You wouldn't download the composer. And just John Williams is like, oh no, oh no. I'm actually Elon Musk. I've been going undercover at this kindergarten to see who I'd get free tests to, and you're not one of them. Oh no!
What the
You
fuck?
never saw that video? That video's fucking amazing. I'll show you later. But yeah, like, okay, so the second fight scene happens, and like we can kind of agree that it's like it kind of feels like they're going for the chaos, right? We can all kind of like come to that conclusion. Second one, second Gladiator fight where they were
Yeah.
basically playing the role of barbarians, and who were the other guys? They were the
Legionnaires of Scipio.
yeah, and they were like the guys in chariots and shit. I thought was really well set up. Like he was like, okay, guys, like this is actually some serious shit. Has anybody like been in the army? Like, do you guys know about formations and shit? Like, because we kind of like have to do this right now, otherwise we're all gonna die. And they're like, and some of them, most of them were like, yeah, that sounds based.
Yeah,
And
one
then,
of them went like I served with you.
Yeah, which I thought was a really good line. like how that never comes up ever again. But it's like, yeah, they know that this is the guys the dick cheese. But so they do a formation and it's really cool and like they're all like lined up and shit like that. But then there's just like a couple moments where like it's just full blown chaos and like the fucking like chariot riders have just like lost all sense of like self preservation and just run their fucking horses into walls and shit. like,
Hold on, that's not what happened.
Well, there are a couple who actually legitimately lose control, but there are some who are just like gone completely to chaos. Like there's that one who like runs for the gate and like the gate gets open but they leave the chain up so that guy gets flipped over.
Did you not watch the scene?
Yeah, I did.
Then how are you this wrong? I don't understand.
What am I wrong about?
The reason that chariot went into the wall and crashed through the gate is because the driver was killed.
Yeah, the driver was killed and then there was another chariot
The other
that lost
person couldn't get the reins.
Couldn't
She
get
was
the
literally
reins, yeah.
trying to lean over and pick them up. and she
I'm
couldn't
not
reach them in time.
like I'm not saying anything is wrong with like the characters in that moment. I just found it fucking hilarious. Like I don't know if that's like unintentional or not, but like it just felt like very Looney Tunes to me. Like and it kind of like I don't necessarily think this is a problem with the film, but like man, it made me laugh. I'm sorry. Like, it was-
Okay, well keep in mind, right? So you may not know this, but there is a difference between gladiator fights and battles, right? Battles are
Yeah.
basically like staged events.
Mhm.
And for context, this specific battle, the Battle of Carthage, it's supposed to be a fucking massacre. Legionnaires are supposed to go in there and just absolutely dominate, which is what they fully expected to happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So you
why,
have one side of the fight that essentially thinks that this is rigged, like they're fighting in WWE, and
Yeah.
the other side of the fight is like, nah, bitch, this is straight up UFC underground shit. Like we're fighting for our fucking lives here.
Yeah, we're changing the
So
card.
they're already not on a level
Like-
playing field.
It's fair, but I still laughed. I'm sorry. It's kind of funny.
I mean, I pointed out the.
And then
the
yeah, Wyatt, like I was just giggling because of like how ridiculous it was. Then Wyatt actually pointed out legit like flaw with the movie.
Well, no, it's not a
Oh,
flaw.
yeah,
It's
the
very much
production
a.
error.
It's very much a nitpick. There's two of them that are famous with Gladiator. There's the cowboy that shows up in the Roman camp, and then there's the oxygen tank when
Okay,
the
can you
carriage.
post a picture of said cowboy? I want to see this.
My hands are all full, but when I have a moment, yes, I will. Do you see
Okay,
my
because I
moment?
want to see it.
Hold on, I'll try and find it.
Just recall. I can take care of this. But
Okay. Ow, ow.
oh well, no, you can't. But yeah, no, I would like to see that because I also heard about. It's weird that we're talking about like Pirates of the Caribbean, but a fucking pirate or a cowboy also appeared in
Okay.
Pirates towards the very end where Jack gets back on the Pearl after he gets like almost hung.
Yeah.
I'm not finding it.
I don't know. Is
I-
this a Wyattism?
No, he shows
probably
up.
why
No,
It's
I
a-
just searched
he
for
shows up
frickin',
for.
Gladiator movie cowboy, and I'm getting nothing.
Production error.
Uh-oh. We need receipts.
I'm working on it. Give me a
I
second.
know,
Christ.
but I'm saying it's like like
Wyatt,
Just
is the
saying, if the
cowboy in
resident
the room
shit
with us
poster-
now?
it's the cowboy in the room. Yeah, I was
Shut
about to
up.
say. Oh man, I love you, sir.
Hello, Mr. Penguin.
Oh man. But yeah, you did show a screenshot of the
Yeah, you guys
the-
keep talking for a second while I actually bring this
I
up.
don't. I mean, I know that's an error, but like, I don't really feel like
No,
that's
it's not a-
nearly as bad of one.
No,
yeah,
yeah,
no,
it's-
White did admit it's a nitpick, and like to be
Yeah.
fair, I was kind of laughing, but like I didn't see it either, like in the actual production of it.
While I'm holding.
Like I feel like it's on the same like thing of like the Lord of the Rings production errors. It's like, does it really take away from the movie? And I don't think it does.
No,
Like
you're talking about like maybe one or two frame out of like thousands. You know what I mean? Like it's
the whole
fine.
fucking movie, yeah.
Yeah.
And you said that like this movie, like the why do I call that the lengthening edition? Jesus, the
Extended cut.
the long version. The long version doesn't
Oh.
actually add like much time to it. Like it's already pretty fucking.
No,
lengthy.
no, it only adds like 15 minutes.
That's fucking crazy.
So it's already almost 3 hours on its own.
Mm-hmm. It's a Barbenheimer.
But I remember this was like the first R-rated movie that my dad took me to.
Oh.
And so seeing this in the theater, man, that fucking 3 hours just flew by.
Yeah, because like I said, it's like it's all the performances and stuff like that are really well done. So like it's not something that we can really feel.
I think the first R-rated movie I saw in the theater was Slumdog Millionaire. My dad took me to that too.
Which one's
Okay,
I don't
so
think I've seen that. What's
okay, here's the
Is that the one where the Indian guy wins who wants to be a millionaire?
yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
that's rated
So-
R.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Why?
Why?
Because
So
of the eye burning.
Oh,
Remember they use.
Oh.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen
Yeah.
it, so I don't know.
Oh no, yeah.
Okay,
that's
so
fucking rough.
it was a
Okay.
it was a misplaced production error. So it wasn't specifically a cowboy. However, you can straight up see a cameraman and thanks, fucking.
This
copy.
is not a receipt, Wyatt.
Yeah, because I hit copy and paste and it decided to, instead of fucking showing a .jpeg, it's a .ai. What the fuck does? Why is that even?
Oh man, I will stop my murder spree to see what this
JPEG. I fucking have to
shenanigan is.
quickly.
Ah! Well, like, yeah, he's like, this is your receipts. Okay,
I
so I
mean-
downloaded the file.
Yeah, I don't know why it did that. Hold on, I now need to straight up fucking.
Okay, like, this one's weird. Like, yes, that is clearly somebody out of place, but like,
Oh, for
I feel like
fuck's sake! I fucking. Oh wait, I forgot the E. You know what?
Let me-
You've looked at the
you-
picture.
I've looked at the picture. I'll
The
fucking
link
rent.
doesn't even work. I try to click on it and it's like,
I know,
can't pull
I
it
know,
in.
I know, I know.
I don't know why
know.
copy
It's
and
so
paste
hard.
didn't just. I don't know why copy and
don't
paste
know.
didn't
Look,
just
look,
fucking
look,
work.
Windows
here.
Shift S,
Got
just
it.
grab a fucking
There.
screen.
I was about to say, I just did a screenshot of it. There you go.
Christ.
Jesus. But yeah,
Nah,
like
that
clearly,
guy's just ahead of the curve on fashion.
I mean, that doesn't even look like a fucking that doesn't even look like an actual production shot. Like that's more
Looks
like a
like a
behind the scenes
tourist.
shot.
it's just like it just looks like a guy who's like, oh, what's they filming a movie here?
Yeah, this
Well,
is.
but what I mean is like I don't think that's actually a
Fixing
frame
the
in the
catering
movie
table.
Oh, wow.
because none of the fucking extras are actually doing anything. They're all just sitting there.
Is that Digimon Hosen? What the fuck's going on? Actually, I don't know how to pronounce his first name. I'm so sorry. I love that guy.
Digimon.
It looks like Digimon.
Digimon.
It looks
Okay,
like
no,
Digimon. But, like,
Digimon.
he's that guy who appeared in Guardians of the Galaxy. He's the eternal.
he's the
side
guy
actor.
from Blood Money, you motherfucker. Which was like his closest to the leading role, but he still played second fiddle to fucking Leonardo.
Wasn't that
Every
Blood
time.
Diamond?
Yeah, so I said.
Yeah.
Did I not say that?
You
No,
said
you
You
said
said
Blood
Blood
Money.
Bunny.
Oh, I said. Did I say Blood Money?
You said Blood Money.
Are y'all-
Yeah.
Are y'all?
Did
are
you
y'all
say
ga-
Blood Bunny?
Are you guys gaslighting me?
Yes.
Because are you guys fucking with me? Like Wyatt was there for our fucking Top Gun Maverick view. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Oh my
but, like,
god, I'm not starting this again.
Don't let you do this to me now.
The guy is always
now,
gonna be.
now I gotta listen to this fucking VOD and see if I actually said Blood Money.
This guy is gonna. So this actor is gonna be a side character for the rest of his fucking life.
Like I said, in Blood Diamond, he literally is the main, like the other main character, but like it's clearly
Don't you mean Blood
Leonardo's
Money?
movie. Yeah, Blood Money, Hitman Blood Money. Use the Hitman. He's like he's such a lovable guy. I love
Oh, I
him,
just
but-
realized. Hi, Erica.
Yeah.
You just noticed?
How did you
Wow,
just
what a
notice,
chick.
She didn't
Oh,
say
dude.
anything.
dude?
Oh yeah.
Dude. Ooh,
Normally, I'm aware of
um,
somebody's presence when I'm doing multiple things by them saying like hello, for example.
Hello. Hello.
Oh, hi. How you doing?
I don't know. It makes me kind of sad. That's all you guys have to say, though. Like,
Well, like I said, the fucking fight scenes are a little strange.
I liked it. I really liked
Well,
the movie.
Slur, do you want to go on that?
In fact, I actually
history rant?
before he goes on that historical
Oh no,
thing,
that was from a different thing.
I actually really like the fight between Commodus and Maximus on the grounds of like a pampered prince versus a general.
An actual fucking general, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm sure that was true to life. The example from Game of Thrones when Robert Baratheon was like, "Well, do a tournament and you'll be only you and me standing," and Ned when like, "You think people are actually gonna knock you off your horse?" It's the same concept of like Commodus was the Emperor's son. You think anyone actually ever fucking hit him in practice?
all right, hang on. I'm gonna need you to stop and reassess what you just said. You
Oh,
said
my
like
fucking-
real life, and then you said Game of Thrones.
I
I was very confused.
because I said I'm sure this is from real life. The example that I stated, like for a more media related thing, was Game of Thrones. I'm just gonna quickly select Arthur because I couldn't pick someone.
So, but it's an interesting thing
It's
that
still-
you said, sir, because I don't know a lot about like the Roman Empire and all of that, like history wise. You said that gladiators didn't actually like kill each other. Oh fuck.
So I love how
No, what he said was that they didn't always fight to the death.
No, I know.
no, he asked
but I
him a
was
question
trying
and
to
Slur
ask
immediately
Slur
walked
something.
away.
I
I'm
know,
like,
I know,
immediately.
I know.
For the
And
folks
I'm
at
trying to pick up the stick and walk with it.
for the folks at home, literally as I finished that sentence, Slur sent a message on our Discord saying he'll be right back.
Yeah, he's like, hold on, you chuckle fucks, I'm gonna be right back.
He said, "Yeehaw, Chucklefucks! It's about time, fellas."
Stay fresh cheese bags.
Oh man. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh,
But
Yeah,
Oh,
funny thing, you know,
jeez.
these slave owners, they paid a lot of money for their slaves, so they weren't, happy about them just literally being thrown into a meat grinder,
oh really?
which they kind of addressed in the movie in that one.
Yeah, it did actually.
What the fuck? Like you just wanted me to, serve up my best guys on a tray, and he's like, deal with it.
He's
Get
like, well,
fucked.
you're either gonna get paid the contract or you're not gonna get paid.
Yeah, and he's like, he say like, let the prisoners and thieves. And it's like we've already done that.
Well, you got to think. What did he say at the beginning? Like 150 days of games. Like that's fucking insane, dude.
That's
Yeah.
insane, dude. I will admit there is a bit of a weirdness. It feels like there was a lot of games that happened in between, like the
A
in
lot of
between them
time
coming.
passes.
Yeah, and like because like they regard him as a Spaniard, they respect him, like all this stuff, and it's like I would have liked to see like one more game pre Rome trip so we could have at least gotten that.
Yeah,
Uh,
I can see where you're coming from. Because I think it's the second fight. Once they get to Rome, they say something about it's like 64 days in or some shit like that.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like there's
something
been a
like
pretty significant time skip.
that. And like you get that like I wouldn't necessarily say it's a what's the word, non-deserved time skip. What's the word I'm looking for? You know what I'm saying? Like it makes sense that this is a time skip. Fuck, I don't know how to phrase this.
That's a
It
time skip. It's just a minor one.
I know if I don't know if it's minor, but like I feel like it earned the time skip, if that makes sense. Like it doesn't come out of nowhere. Like you kind of like get the idea that there was a time skip that happened. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? It's not as fuck. We just watched a movie that had like a very egregious like jumping of time. I can't fucking put my finger on it. Or maybe it was Oppenheimer.
No,
I don't know.
Oppenheimer's
Oppenheimer.
jumpy with time, but not like as egregious.
It's pretty egregious. But like I'd have to rewatch that
I
movie.
was gonna
But
say, if you're paying attention, it works.
yeah, but like that's a complaint that a lot of people have with that movie is that it's really fucking hard to follow at certain points.
We've had that discussion on Oppenheimer whether or not it's not very normie friendly, and I'm just like, get good.
Yeah, but there is a point too. It's like, well, hang on. Like, are you trying to be like non-normie friendly, or are you just trying to purposely be obtuse? And knowing
Mhm.
Christopher Nolan, I feel like that's actually like if it was any other director, I'd probably
If
give him the benefit
Tenet's
of the doubt.
any indication, it's purposely obtuse because we
Yeah, so
watched Tenet and we
that's what I'm trying to say is that like Tenet was a fucking mess, and like nobody wants to fucking admit that. So I'm saying did fucking Oppenheimer do the same thing? But regardless, it's a completely different movie.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, they had, like I said, the final fight was actually really well done. I really enjoyed it. It's pretty cool. Like the
I
idea of like, go
I
ahead.
like that it was fairly short and straightforward. Like it wasn't a long,
Yes.
drawn out fight the way that a lot of like final boss fights would be in most movies.
Yeah. Without a doubt. Yeah. Like this would have been like if any other movie had been like the fucking prequels, like lava fight. You know what I mean? But
And then
no,
at
it
one
was pretty
point he
straight.
just beats the fuck out of him.
Now these hands are $3.99. They're E for everyone. He just hands him his ass. It's because though, like I said,
While he's actively dying.
yeah, yeah, he's
And I
like
really
dying
liked
and he's
the
still beating the
sword.
fuck
Give me
out
a sword. And
like, nah. They were like,
sheathe your
no, lol.
weapons.
Get good, scrub.
Well, and that's like I was saying with the theatrical cut, it almost feels like Quintus is kind of betraying him out of nowhere because he's been like very loyal to the Emperor this whole time. But with the additional, scene with the extended cut, I think it makes a little bit more sense.
A little, yeah. Like if that scene wasn't there, like Quintus would have felt like a like soldier boy kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like he would have been like listening to orders, even though like the Emperor's a shit. And the whole like thing of building up somebody to be a shit, just to like savagely beat the fuck out of him is so like fucking chef
Watching
It's so
Commodus
good.
get the fuck beaten out of him is
It's so good, and so satisfying. And
Well,
that's
the
just
other scene that has that nice little moment with the regular troops is when Maximus goes to leave and turn his back on Commodus, and the soldiers actually get the fuck out of his way because they
mhm,
were standing right there. They heard what he said,
yeah.
yeah.
and so they're like, "Yeah, fuck this, I'm out."
And Commodus's attempt to rile him up. Like,
Oh yeah,
your boy
which
shrieked like a
which was
girl.
a really good fucking rile up attempt too, to be fair.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, how did we feel about that whole scene, that whole part of the
The-
story?
Like, yeah, what do you mean? Like the whole like thing of him
Well, the
undermining the
kid
emperor?
getting run down, or
Well, I was gonna say the idea that the
family
kid wasn't
being.
dead instantly, I thought was a bit weird because we saw him get fucking trampled.
Well, but here's the
That's the
thing,
thing.
like
The things
we
Commodus were
don't
saying
know.
was probably
That's-
not true.
that's-
He was
yeah,
just
that's
saying
true.
Yeah,
shit to talk
yeah, it's
shit.
definitely not true. Yeah.
Like we don't see everything that happened. We see the kid get run down, but we don't see anything after that. We do see that they did get crucified and probably lit on fire, but
Mhm.
that's all we see.
Yeah. There was a weird like little thing that I had a problem with because like, where is Rome, guys?
Italy,
What language would Romans speak?
Latin.
Oh, not
I was gonna say
Italian.
we're talking.
Yeah, you realize Rome was a massive empire.
Yeah,
like the
that's
entire
they literally
world, right?
stated. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
literally
but,
stated in the
like,
beginning that it stretched from.
Italian, much like a bunch of other languages, because their empire was so huge, are languages that evolved from
Yeah,
Latin,
where
but
they were fighting
they are
was
distinct different lanlanguages.
where they were
I
fighting
gotcha.
was
It's
more
just-
than likely
Because
modern day
language evolves over
Germany.
time.
Yeah, but like it's one of those things where it's like they had his son speak the subtitles say speak
It did
Italian.
speak Italian. That was weird.
And like
Okay,
that's
if
what
you
I'm trying.
really wanted to sell it for me, what you would have done is have them all talk like they're in The Sopranos.
Gawagoo.
Oh my god, that would have elevated that fucking movie. No, but like it's just a little. It just felt a little weird that like they're all speaking perfect English, yet fucking Maximus's son is like, like you know what I mean? Like he's just
Yeah,
like
he
kind of
said-
like, you know.
Yeah, he said, don't worry
Okay,
about
but-
it,
but
Gawagoo.
keep in mind, keep in mind, you might have missed it because it's kind of a throwaway line.
Mhm.
He had never been
He had
to
never
Rome.
seen. Yeah, never saw Rome.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's
Not
actually a very
once.
important thing.
Mhm.
Because he lived in Spain on account of
Yeah.
being the Spaniard.
Yeah,
He's Spaniard.
Like as long as he had been fighting for Rome, he had never fucking seen it,
Mhm.
And that's
and he had
yeah,
earned
that's,
the favor of the emperor himself. Like that's pretty insane if you think about that in today's standards.
Oh yeah, without
Yeah.
a doubt.
Shit.
But I just found it weird that his kid didn't speak the same language that he spoke.
I'll
It
chalk
just-
that
it
up
felt-
to movie tisms.
Like I know that's what I'm saying, but it felt like movietisms for like no reason. Like that's just
Well, it's
I don't
hard to get people to watch a 3-hour movie.
well, no, but like I'm like here's the thing. I am perfectly fine with okay, we're having a set piece movie in China, everybody speaks English. But don't fucking have someone start speaking Cantonese out of fucking nowhere. You know what I mean?
Well, you know
That's
how
when it's
fucking empires work, right?
well, but you get what I'm trying. You get what I'm saying. I get that, like this whole thing. But if like you're having a whole set piece in like one area with like one localized language, like and especially with characters like family members, like this is his son, right? It's like why isn't he speaking quote unquote English like his father is? You know what I mean? Like
Because his father hasn't been home in almost 3 years. The last time he saw his son, he was 5.
okay,
So he was
Okay.
spending all of his time with his mom.
you speak Italian, I guess. Like I said, it felt like a weird fucking thing to put in the movie. Like they could have just had him speak English. Maybe the kid
Okay,
couldn't act.
do you remember the text crawl at the beginning of the movie where it was
Yeah,
like
Like-
a quarter of the world's population was under Rome's rule? That is insane, dude.
Yeah, that's why
it's-
the,
it's
The
Roman
amount of
Empire
people,
was
the amount
so-
of languages, the amount of
Yeah,
cultures that got absorbed into that.
I perfectly fucking buy all that. I just find it really fucking strange that the guy's kid doesn't speak the same language that he does. I just think that's weird. I don't feel like that's such a fucking hard point.
It's not a hard point. It's just a
Like,
production error.
It's just
like
I don't know if it's an
moving
error
on.
because like they
Not.
definitely it's not an error because it's what they chose to do. But I'm just saying it felt really strange to do that.
Well, let me put it this way. There's a good possibility when Maximus left home, his son wasn't speaking at
Yeah,
all.
there's a good possibility that like Marcus has never actually met his son.
No, he was home 2 years ago. No, almost.
Yeah,
2
he would have been
years.
home when his son
Yeah,
was
it
like 4 or
2,
5.
basically 3 years.
So
So
Yeah.
when he left, his son was 5.
It's perfectly capable of speaking. So I don't know. It's like if you had Maximus say like anything in Italian kind of thing, maybe I could buy it, but it's like, yeah, he speaks English the entire movie. So, like
I think
said,
I
it
would have
just,
been more
I
bothered
feel,
if
I feel like it just feels weird.
Well, we have this phenomenon in America, right? Where like
Yeah.
one parent speaks English and the other parent speaks a totally different language.
Yeah, but then like, I'm just gonna drop it because like you seem steadfast in this point, and like
I just don't see it as an error. Like it's
It's not-
perfectly
I'm not
possible.
saying it's an error. I think it's weird to choose as a fucking story decision to make a kid speak the
it wasn't a
different
story
language.
decision.
And
That's what
he
I'm
only
going
and he
with.
only and he only fucking he only has one line, and it's in Italian. Like I said, it felt like a weird thing. I can kind of see where you're talking about, where it's like it's lore appropriate, but at the same time, just like these characters are not speaking English to each other. You know what I mean? What are you
All
laughing at?
right.
What are you laughing at?
Just
Yeah,
being
justify
so
your fucking laughter.
left.
Wait, what?
And how ridiculous this is. I find like it's just an error.
It's
I don't
not
know,
an
it's not
error.
I'm not saying it's an error. See, that's where you're getting it wrong. I'm saying it's a weird decision. And I feel like, Ninja, could you at least agree with me that it is a little strange to have the kids speak a different language? Especially just if it's only
I'm
for one line?
sorry. I guess I'm laughing at how hung up on this you are.
Yeah, because
I'm-
I find it funny. That's why. I find it weird and funny.
So I think this is an example of they were trying to be accurate to the point that it was detrimental because it made it more
Probably.
confusing for
That's-
people who don't understand how these things work.
I understand how these things work, dog. Like,
You're
If-
right. If it would make more sense, like if he
It's
had
like-
a bigger part.
yeah. Like, besides one line. He literally only has one line. It's like, oh, look. What does he even fucking say? Oh, look, horses or some shit? Or they're
No,
coming?
he says Papa. Like he thinks it's his dad returning home.
Okay.
He goes, "Oh, yeah, it's dad back. I'm dead."
He's like, oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
he-
he's like, bringing the
he's
goo.
He's excited for his dad to come home. and He gets gabagoolied by the meatball.
Hey, he's like, I am bringing the spaghetti, daddy. This was all just an elaborate attempt just to do fucking shitty Italian accent.
Oh, thank God we didn't do a video on Luca. It
Oh man,
would have been a half an hour of us just going Silenzio Bruno.
Baby. Chito.
It's me, Mario.
Yeah, like I said, it is not a detriment to the film. Like I said, it just made me smirk while watching it. But
You smirked at a child getting murdered by horses.
and I'll fucking do it again.
I was gonna say I laughed too.
Yeah, irredeemable.
Yuck! I'll do it again.
I'll do it.
Overall, though, I think the movie is a solid 9.
Yeah. Slayer, I know you hated the movie, so
You're giving it a whole point just for the fucking kids.
Yeah, literally moving a fucking point just for the kid. That's it. That's how bad your shitty kid was. Star Wars, look out! Fucking, we got the fucking mini Soprano over here.
Child 2 Italian 0 stars.
as the horse hits him. Oh, Gabagool!
Russell Crowe's just like, oh my baby, oh my baby, and he's just like, ah, daddy, why you crying?
We are awful.
So, Erica, what did you think of the movie? Great talk.
I wasn't here.
Just pan up and
That's
you
the
just
joke.
see the kid hanging, but he's got both of his hands in the stance. Hey.
Yeah, all right, we can't have nice.
They nailed him down with 2 pieces of spaghetti.
You're in spirit.
Oh man. Okay.
So nice to have a mature, rational conversation with people about film and culture, and it's great.
And Italian people.
Yeah,
Go to a film festival.
I guess so.
I did throw that. No, but out of curiosity, Ninja, did anything change for you, like ratings wise? Did you still think this movie was good? Did anything like get lesser or no?
No, why would it? It
Yeah.
holds up incredibly well.
That's fair.
All
And
right.
yeah, like I said, besides little nitpicks here and there, like with the choreography and all that, I still really enjoyed the movie. It was fucking fantastic.
Yeah, I think does that about do it for everybody?
Sir, do you think the movie is as good or better, maybe on this
Oh,
year?
absolutely, it's about as good. Because
Okay.
I actually, for a long time, just thought of it as a super simple story, but that was just satisfying. And that's still kind of what it is, but it's actually better than I remember, just specifically around like dialogue stuff, especially early on, like the scene with old Emperor. Those are all actually way better than I remember.
Oh yeah, he was fantastic. You guys said that he passed like away shortly before the movie before he came out or something.
No, so this was right before he played Dumbledore, and he passed away in
Oh,
like
okay.
2002,
He was
2003.
Dumbledore.
Somebody,
Yes, in
first
the first
one.
two movies.
Holy shit! My
somebody,
fucking mind just exploded.
somebody in
Ooh,
the
sounds like
crew
a Harry
cast
Potter movie.
away.
Nah.
God damn, dude.
Oh.
Yeah, he was a fantastic actor. Like I I was having a hard time placing him, but like I knew he was like familiar. But man, that's crazy.
Yeah, so Joker strangled Dumbledore.
He's like, I love you,
Rome's
Daddy.
Rome's a fucking comedy.
Just looks. All right, Joaquin Phoenix. Your directions are you need to look like a wiener in every single scene you're in, and
I am Emperor.
I am Emperor.
I am Caesar.
Nailed it.
Thank you.
His only direction through all of production for notes was just more punchable.
What? I really.
Punchable.
Joaquin,
Every line that comes out, you really just want to fucking get him.
Joaquin, I know you just kind of played that last scene like really like straight laced and everything, but I kind of need you to be more of a like little spoiled cunt. Can you do that?
And the award for best weasel goes
Am I not merciful?
We love you, Joaquin.
Hey, he was my favorite.
He was
Joker.
my he was my
He
favorite.
was my favorite Commodus.
He was my favorite person who played in Her. No, I can't say that. Scarlett Johansson
We-
did better.
And she wasn't even there on set.
She's-
I always thought she was a weird choice
What do you mean?
for like a sexy woman's voice.
I think she did that job pretty well. You don't think?
I was gonna say what?
What's the confusion?
Yeah. That's what I say.
Apparently, not a big
I don't know,
ScarJo
I-
fan here.
I think she's a bit overrated, but that's another day.
Oh God.
The
Sounds pretty
voice
jaded.
You know what? You know what? I'm gonna cut this conversation off because we are not doing Her for Y.A.R.P. Fuck that.
Oh, no,
I don't
fuck
want
off.
to.
Not doing that fucking movie.
Yeah, we'll do Men again before we do Her.
Actually, I'd rather do Her before Men. Fuck that movie. Like Her
Dear
is like
God, yeah, let's not go through that again.
like Her is like a really gay romantic comedy, but at least it's not like, oh God, I feel bad inside. You know what I mean? Oh man, fuck
You
that
feel
movie.
bad
You're just
inside for
mad
being
you
a
weren't born
man.
9 times.
Ah.
Ah, man, Slur hasn't seen that, so y'all gonna have to
Yeah.
fucking, y'all gonna have to clock
Why
He
I've
has
seen
to
it like
be
3 or
blessed.
4 times.
I've accidentally seen it a good number of times now.
Accidentally.
accidentally cut to Clockwork Orange. You're gonna watch it.
I was gonna say he likes torturing himself.
Yeah, but he's the one dropping the eye drops.
Yeah, like, oh no,
Oh,
no.
God.
Hold up, and I have eye drops. Oh no.
You're like fucking Mel Gibson from the South Park. Oh, God, do your worst.
Hey, I can look at my nipples.
All right. Anyway, that was Gladiator. Pretty fucking solid movie.
Yeah.
I say a solid 9. Anybody else got anything?
I'm pretty happy with that, honestly.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with a 9.
Ninja?
9.5.
Ooh.
Oh, Katrine.
Still a contrarian, but in a positive light this time, so I'm okay with it. Was like half expecting him to be like, "Nah, this movie was terrible,"
Yeah, he basically just goes like, "This changed my
Last
mind.
minute
This
twist.
movie was awful."
and then just cuts to
You guys
all
are
of
all wrong.
cuts to all of us doing the O face, like, "Ooh."
And then going,
Gives it a horrible rating. Smoke bomb. Leaves.
Right?
But it's like the smoke bomb from Kung Pao's, but it doesn't really actually smoke bomb. You have to walk
No,
away
like
shamefully.
I drop the smoke bomb, wait for the smoke to clear, then leave.
Hell yeah.
All right, I think that'll cut it.
That does it. Like, yeah. Unless anybody else
So-
has got anything else to say, I feel like that's
No.
wraps it up.
Well, I'll see you next week. Jog on.
Bye bye.